Hello, friends. My name is Ahmed Gayeed, and I am the Secretary-Treasurer of the Ontario Federation of Labour. Today, I want to bring awareness to an issue taking place in Belarus and bring a message of solidarity and support for Belarusians. Earlier this year, elections were held in Belarus, but those elections were neither free nor fair as labeled by international monitors. This has been the case in Belarus for the last few elections, and Belarusians have stood up, spoke out, and said enough is enough to the authoritarian regime led by Alexander Lukashenko. Many countries, institutions, and labor movements, including the Ontario labor movement, reject the latest election results. He must step aside. All political prisoners must be released and all violence stopped. New elections with international observers must be held. I send solidarity and support to Belarusian workers, labor activists, students, and members of civil society in their struggle against a repressive government and their push to take their fate in their hands by peacefully protesting. You are not alone. You deserve better. You deserve fairness, and we are with you. I know firsthand the impacts of a corrupt government and know that your resolve will lead to your victory. You deserve much, much better. You will be victorious. Solidarity.
Hello, my name is Mina and I am a nurse from Canada. I am sending solidarity to my fellow sisters who are fighting for their democratic rights and equality in Belarus. Sending you strength and courage, my sisters, in solidarity.
The United Steelworkers Union in Canada is deeply concerned about the brutal violence and repression against the people of Belarus. Our union represents more than 225,000 workers in nearly every sector of the economy, including mining. We have close ties with unions around the world. After more than 2 months of peaceful protests against a fraudulent election, illegal detentions, the arrests of thousands of protesters, and the severe clamping down on reporters continues. Our union is horrified with what is happening right now in Belarus. As citizens demand the right to free elections. Opposition leaders have been pushed into exile out of fear for their safety or have been arrested. Human rights organizations report the torture and abuse of detained protesters. We are very concerned about the arrest of trade unionists who have taken part in peaceful protests. We commend the courage of our Belarusian people, the thousands who are standing up against an authoritarian government. Our union joins the international union movement in denouncing the violent attacks by the police and special security forces against the people of Belarus. We demand that authorities immediately stop all violence and illegal detentions. We demand that the imprisoned union leaders, activists, and members of civil society are released immediately. Our solidarity is with you on behalf of the steelworkers here in Canada.
My name is Natalia Barikina. I work at the Patriotic Central and East European Resource Center at the University of Toronto Libraries, and I'm a member of the Canadian Union of Public Employees, which represents library workers at the university. I would like to express my support for Belarusian workers in education and culture fired or experiencing pressure, and to students expelled for participation in protests.
My name is Derek Chica, and I am a teacher, guidance counselor, and labor and community activist, part of a labor force of over 60,000 education workers in Ontario, Canada. I condemn the attacks by Alexander Lukashenko on the peaceful protests in Belarus. People should be free to protest, and the acts of violently silencing opposition is not acceptable in any democracy. I am in solidarity with the people of Belarus and call on my government in Canada to support democracy and peace.
My work involves mobilizing and organizing people to exercise their democratic rights, to fight for social justice, and to have their voices heard. And in Belarus, that has been very challenging. We send a message of solidarity to you and to all of the people fighting for their rights, students, activists, and women in the Flower Power movement fighting for their rights and for their rights to be heard and to be respected. And I want you to know, and we want you to know, that you are not alone and that the international community is with you. and we will do whatever it takes to make sure that you are heard, because we are watching. And so we expect that this newly elected undemocratic government is listening, that these people that are standing up for their rights are not alone, and we're with you.
To the workers in Khodna Azot and the workers across Belarus, we in the Canadian labor movement and in COPE stand with you in your struggle for democracy and freedom. And to the workers in Khodna Azot, stand strong. We're with you.
My name is Natalia Komenko, and I teach at York University in Canada. I belong to QP 3903, the labor union that brings together contract faculty at York University. My union has already publicly expressed its support of the educators and students in Belarus who have suffered from Lukashenko's regime, and I would like to add my voice to their voices. My family left Belarus in the late 90s, partly because of Lukashenko's government, and I just want to say that I admire all of the people who have participated in public protests and who have stayed strong in the face of the oppression. And I particularly want to express support for the university professors and for the students who might have lost their jobs or have been dismissed or have suffered pressure from the state.
My name is Robert Gale. I'm a secondary school teacher in Ontario, Canada. I'm also a member of OSSTF District 19 Teachers Union, and I would just like to show my support for the educational workers and students in Belarus who are facing oppression under the Lukashenko regime.
Greetings, my name is Ogor Ikhalo, and I am the Director of Women's and Human Rights at the Ontario Federation of Labor. Now, 2020 has been an undeniably challenging year for everyone around the globe. But for our friends, family members, colleagues, allies, women, children in Belarus, it has been gut-wrenching to see and witness the political and humanitarian crisis that is ongoing in this country. For more than 3 months, the nation of Belarus has been deeply entrenched in mass protests and police brutality following the undemocratic presidential election. To my flower power, my fellow women, I send you solidarity to our labor activists, the student movement, the front, the face of resilience and revolution. I send you solidarity. You are not alone. The international community is with you. We stand with you. We stand in solidarity with you. Solidarity.
Привітання. Мені 3 часа на життя працюю в Федерації праці Антарыё і з'являюся членом прафзвязу. Моя професійна діяльність у Канаді зв'язана з спортивним рухом, а так само з боротьбою за соціальну справедливість і прави чоловіка. І захопляюся тривалістю білорусів, з якою вони протягують боротьбу за свободу і справедливість. Назираю за тим, що відбувається в моїй Україні, одночасово з натхненням і великим болем. Усі політв'язні повинні бути визволені, катування і гвалт спинені і розслідувані. Моя солідарність з жінчинами, що пакутують від рэжыму, що змагаються не тільки за свою країну, але одночасово за роўнасць і супраць закарэлых стэрэатыпаў. Моя солідарність з прафзвязнымі актывістамі, працаўнікамі мастацтва і культуры, выкладчыкамі і студэнтамі, у тым ліку маёй альма-матер, лінгвістычным універсітэтам. Солідарність з медикамі, з рэпарцёрамі, з працаўнікамі дзяржпрадпрыемств і іншых, што пакутуюць ад рэжыму Лукашэнкі. Солігорск, Гродно, Мінск, Новополоцк, Жлобин, Бабруйск і іншыя. Трымайцеся. Калі казаць пра працоўны рух, моц яна ў лічбах, ведах а салідарнасці. Трэба будаваць салідарнасць разам, і яна дапаможа не толькі зараз, але і ў будучыні. Хочу сказаць, што перамога ўжо ёсць, яна ў нашай еднасці і ўзаемадапамозе. Перамога ў сястрынстве і усмешка ў суседзях па двары. Перамога ў агульным імкненні да годнага жыцця.